Moon Asimar in gleaming.
All right. Hello, everybody. I think my lighting should be a little bit better today. We'll see how that works. But yeah, so actually, let me make sure I got this up and running as well. But today, we're not going to make a pillow cover today. I've already made 2 of those, and I'll be making more of those in the future. But for now, we're not going to be making any of that today. We're actually going to go to our next product, which is taking a t-shirt, just like this one, and converting it and putting an actual new neckline onto it. So I'll have like a new little neckline. See, I tried to fix that that auto-focusing all the time. I'm going to get a whole new camera. So next week, we'll just have an entirely new camera because clearly this camera is not going to cut it. So let's see if I can't. There we go. Now let's see if I can't. Boom. Great. Now I can have that up and running just in case I need it. Make sure I'm still live and everything. But yeah, so what we're going to do today is convert our little neckline into being a wider neckline. And then putting a nice new band on it. Cool. All right. Okay. So how we're going to do that is we got to figure out what we need to cut off first, mark what we need to cut off, then cut it off and sew a new one on, right? First, I want to put this inside out. I did want to show that these kind of ones, they do come with a little band on the inside. And so we're going to end up losing a lot of that kind of banding, but that's okay. For these kind of shirts, it really doesn't do much anyways. Well, at least we'll figure it out. Huh? If it ends up being good, then it ends up being good. If not, we can always make other stuff, right? That's kind of the point of these first few months is to figure out what we like and what we don't like. So where is my ruler? Aha. There you are. Actually, you know what? Let's use one of my smaller ones. A smaller one. So the neckline on this right now is about 6 inches, which is not great. I mean, my neck, as you can see, I wear V-necks often because my neck is thick, and if I wear a large shirt, I have an extra large neck. Thus the problem there. But if I wear extra large clothes, then they don't fit right, and suddenly I have to go like that to actually get them to fit, right? So this one looks much better, but it has to have a V-neck. So I'm like, all right, well, I have so many of these Funkos. They don't sell anything in V-neck. Why they don't, I have no idea. Probably because it's cheaper. Frankly, I mean, realistically, that's their reason. But it is good, and so I wanted to try it out and, give it a shot and try a new neckline on this. So now that we know it's 6 inches, the next question you got to ask is, how big do I want this one? All right. And so I had another ruler, but I did not bring it today because I still have a bunch of my stuff at my job. And so what we'll do is do it a different way. So this is just a piece of string. Technically, this is actually bias strip is what it is. And what we're going to do is simply figure out where, I guess on the front would make more sense than the back, huh? Put it where we want it. And I've already figured out where I want it, but I kind of want to show you what I ended up doing. And so what I realized is I don't want it, all the way to the shoulder. That's a little too far, right? And so I realized I wanted about an extra 1.5 to 2 inches on each side. And so I ended up realizing that if this one is 6 inches and I want to add another 2 inches to each side, you end up with 10 inches. You know what I mean? 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 6 is 10, right? So what we're going to do is mark this little guy out with an extra 2 inches on each side, and then figure out the next thing we got to figure out is essentially how deep do we want to go. So this V-neck is, again, pretty easy to figure out. Put one piece up top, put one piece on the bottom. It's that far, and then you take a ruler and you measure it, which is 2.5 inches drop. So from my neck to here is about 2.5 inches, which is good. I like that, and I think it looks good on me. I'm not showing any hair or any chest or anything like that, right? So that looks pretty good. So what we're going to do is mark this little sucker up. So now we know that I have it 2.5 inches down, and then 2 inches on one side, 2 on the other. Now this will currently not include any seam allowance. Seam allowance is sewing in the extra part. The reason why I've done that is because I kind of want to take a preliminary look at it, and look at it with you as well, and then be like, all right, is that deep enough? Have we done enough? Because maybe the back shouldn't be as far as the front. Maybe the front should be, more or less, right? So we'll look at it, and actually I'm going to draw on it. This chalk is comes right off, so it's, not going to cause any permanent damage. If you're doing this, I highly recommend a ruler to actually do the curves. I do this so often that I can do curves in my sleep at this point. There's only but so many times you can do it before you're eventually like, I'm pretty good at this. Let's see if we can get that to actually show up. So it's right there, and it goes all the way to here. Now, that actually might be a little too deep. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the back only go 1 inch down, and the front, if you notice, so that's the back right there. If we switch around to the front, that's actually where the front is. So the front already has a 2.5 inch drop on it, just to create that, standard neckline. Fun fact, your back is normally 1 inch higher than your front anyways. So something like this is extremely common in a shirt. You can see it in, every shirt you buy, right? It has that kind of look to it where it's a little hard, which is why I wanted to start in the back. I wanted to show that, it's not necessarily going to be 100% cut a circle and you're done. You actually got to, try to think critically about it. So instead of going the whole 2 inches, we're going to do 1.5 inches. So now we're only doing, now we're still going to do that 2 on the side. Alrighty. If I draw on this, now, I bet in the future I'm going to try to find a better way to highlight this so this shows up on camera better. But what we've done is, instead of it was going to be here at the Marvel, now it's going to be here at the Pop logo. And so that way I'm just added an extra inch to my neck on the back and still those 2 on the side. And then what I'm going to do is, because even a regular collar is going to still come up here on me, so I definitely still want to add more to that. So the same thing that we've done, take that same marking, put it onto the front. Now, same thing as before. Now, if we use from the back, it's easier if we do this way. If we go from the back, it already has, as I said, a 2.5 inch drop. Ooh, I don't have any red chalk right now. I have yellow, blue, and white. Which maybe the white will show up. Now, see, the white's also on gray. But in the future, I'll figure it out. I might just do a Sharpie or something. We'll figure it out. Ooh, where do I have a Sharpie? Do I have a Sharpie somewhere in this house right now? I'll do it in Sharpie right now. I don't care. It's a practice shirt anyways, right? I don't know where one is. So I'll do it in the future. But as I said, we had a 2.5 inch drop. So we want to add an extra inch to that. 1, 2, 2.5. So we're going to do it at 3.5. That way I just get a little bit more on my neck. Okie dokie. So the normal one goes here. I've dropped it essentially a finger length down. I have dropped it. And then, of course, all the way to the sides as well. So our new things will be here and here where my fingers are. And then there as well where the finger is. So, you know, nice and a little bit deeper there. Now, you could always go deeper, but you can't go shallower. So we're cut now, and actually, I'll try this shirt on and kind of show you where that is, and then we'll see if I like it or not. So let's go ahead and cut it. Perfect. Okay, so I decided in the end, I was like, because this is a trial, let's just go ahead and cut the front and the back to the same length. I know we were thinking about doing it higher up, but I was thinking about it like a second ago, and I was like, you know what, let's just do it both the same. That way, for the first trial, we can go all the way, and I'll show you really what like more gender neutral look will look. And then I have other shirts that I can try, and we'll do it with different looks, right? One second. I'm going to try my shirt on. Okay. So as you can see, I've taken like a ton of extra, but still to the same place where my V-neck already was. So I haven't really, you know, I'm not really showing much. And in the back, I've gone maybe too far. We'll see. You know, at the end, I have plenty of little practice shirts to try. But we'll give, you know, I like it. You know, that's definitely the front. The front is absolutely what I was going for. The back, I probably could use an inch higher. We'll try it in the future. Different methods. For this month in February, this is basically what the plan is going to be. Is every week I'll be making a different shirt conversion. So this one is the even one. And then next week I can try an uneven one, trying it higher in the back. And the week after that, I was thinking of trying a V-neck as well. And that way, you know, me and you can kind of figure out what we like and what we don't like. And maybe I'll do multiple shirt versions. Maybe I'll do just one, you know, still kind of figuring that out. So this is what I want to eventually put onto this neckline. You know, I kind of just grabbed what I had in my house. This is a ribbed knit. So it's the same fabric that you'll see at the top here. Exact same type of fabric. Now their fabric, of course, matches the exact same color because, you know, they're buying it from a factory at one time. Mine is, you know, darker for sure. But, you know, in the future, I will definitely can source properly different things. Or, you know, maybe keep it as a contrast. We'll see how it looks, right? So, now that I do like how this front looks. And then I'm going to add this back in at a finished one. So it'll end up kind of like that. So let's go ahead and take this shirt off and put my other shirt back on. And then we can cut this out. Live modeling, huh? All right. right, see, that other shirt just already felt better, just already. Even just cutting that little bit off, it's like, especially for me, I've washed and dried them too many times, and so all my Funko shirts are a little on the tight side. So I don't mind trying a few of these. Plus, I mean, the Deadpool shirt was not exactly my favorite, so I was like, oh, screw this one up and do whatever I want with it, and then next week, do a better job, right? So what we got to figure out. What we got to figure out is how big is this? And then cut it to match this. So I have a little cutting table here, and it is numbered. Not all cutting tables are. The one that I have at my actual work has no numbers on it. Real ones. Eventually, the idea by the end of the year, I want to get a professional cutting table, which is 76 inches wide. This right here is 48 inches wide. So, I mean, way off camera there, And I want that. That's really when I can buy bulk fabric and start doing some real work for sure, huh? So let's figure out how big is this. Cool. So this is 16 inches. Now that is from this front point to this other front point. This is, I'd say, about 18 inches. Doubled. So this is 16 doubled into 32. This is 18 doubled. So what we need to get is 2 inches off. Well, remember, there is seam allowance. So what we can do is, because I am just going to fold this in half and sew it that way. So, well, we can do it this way easy enough too. All right. It's actually more like 17 and a half. And so we're just going to take out a ½ inch. And that now puts it at 17, which we needed at 16 total. So you know what? I'll take out another ½ inch. Yeah, see, that's perfect. All right, so now what we got to do is this got to become one piece. Because this is one piece, right? They finished it off. There's a front and a back already. So, if you want to sew something onto that, this has got to be one piece too. And as any kind of sewing, you put right sides together. And then, a simple pin. I mean, I really don't need a pin for something like this, but, it's always better to have at least one pin in there. Let's go on a journey. Oh, also update. I will be getting other cameras in the future. And so the idea would be I'll eventually Skype into like multiple other ones. And so I will keep this laptop here and then like have another camera somewhere else. And I'll just like switch over to that one. But for now, let's go on a trip. That way I can always have this, not always do this all day long, going from one place to another. You get to see all the random things that are in my house. Actually, let's put you down there. Okay. 1 second, turn the light on. Let's see if that helped any. Yeah, put a little bit of glow on me. Everyone needs a glow up, right? A little bit higher. Okay, perfect. And I saw a comment last time talking about these boxes. They're actually all empty. Fun fact, they're all empty. And I use them for like just kind of display. I had this whole thing. It wraps around and it's like a big mantle, I believe is the right word. And they were so heavy that it started to rip that piece of wood off. And so I had to take everything off, recaulk it. And then I was like, all right, only empty boxes now. So all that stuff is somewhere in my house, but Those are just like the empty boxes. If you're ever curious of like why it's just there, you know. All right, let's see. Let's not use. Let's not use that. So before I had this, which is a metallic thread. And we don't really need, the metallic thread was just decorative. And it's very annoying to actually use in real life. So we're going to put that back in its little cage. Back in your hole you go. Maybe one of these days for one of the live streams, I'll go over this guy and go over. He doesn't have much features. I mean, this is an industrial machine. They have one feature. They work. That's their feature. But this is a single needle machine. And so it is always kind of cool just to see it working at least. Oh, you've gotten tangled. Haven't you, little buddy? Let's put you in. You get little buddy. There you go. Oh, I'm good with that. Man, sometimes it just doesn't want to go in. Today, it just does not want to go in its little hole. It knows I'm being watched, so it's being fickle. Even worse than that, I just literally rethreaded it before we started, just to make sure. I was like making sure that it's working and everything, but then it had to be a pain. But there we go. Back to working. Also, that we can do this. It's already on. I'm so used to it making noise that when it doesn't make loud noises, that drive me crazy. I'm like, what the heck is going on? All right. Let's test that out and see if it's going to work. So what will happen is we will end up folding this in half like this and then sewing that on to the whole thing. Now, some people, I also have a serger, but the serger makes a lot more noise. And so I think all my testing will be done on this machine. And then in the future, like production versions that eventually you can buy and things, I might end up serging on instead. We'll kind of see. We'll test it out, you know. Well, yeah, so now you have one continuous loop. There you go. Now you have one continuous loop. I gotta keep remembering everything is inverse to me right now. I wasn't in theater long enough. On a journey we go. Let's go. One of these days I'm gonna slip or something on this, and that's gonna be very funny to me. But may not be funny to y'all. All right. So we have our little thing. There we go. So now we have this, and we got to put it on there. Now you always put right sides of fabric together. And in fact, I actually want to find, luckily this thing already has a print on it, so I know where the center is already. Let's grab a few pins. All right. Ooh, you know what? It's actually always a good idea to establish your kind of baselines on these kinds of things. So what I'm going to do is kind of show you how I do that, which is simply take a pin and put it at your halfway mark. And then put another one at your quarter mark. And of course, one on the other quarter. That way I kind of know where all my spots are now. Oftentimes in fabric, when you're doing things in a pattern, there's something called a notch. A notch is when you put in a pattern like this little paper that I did last week, and you actually have a little like paper notcher, and it actually like takes a little clip out of it. So when I'm drawing and I'm like drawing something like with chalk, I actually mark that onto the fabric, but it's marked inside of the seam allowance, and so it doesn't show on the final garment, especially because you end up clipping into it a lot of times. Actually, I got in the wrong place because I wanted the back center to be here. It's like talking to you and doing stuff just makes things twice as hard, but also makes it twice as fun, right? Because I've already done 6 hours of hand sewing today and hand work, so it wasn't nearly as fun as this. Now to the front. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do the other side. And now to the front. And so when we are done, it will look like that. So now let's go sew it. So it actually does look like that. There's always sweet tea just off screen. Always. There's always sweet tea in this house. I mean, would I be a Southern man if there wasn't sweet tea in my house at all times? I don't think so. I think it's a mandatory thing in my family. You gotta always have sweet tea in the house. All right. Let's have this pretty window here. See if we can maybe... Is that going to drown you guys in light? Yeah, it's just going to drown you guys in light. All right. Realistically, where I start on this does not matter. And lemonade too. Yeah, absolutely. Lemonade is always in my household too. And of course, you can always mix them. That's always a good time right there. The best thing about pinning it is that you can actually start to like pull it a little tighter between each segment. Not to say that you have to have pins, but pinning things absolutely can be so beneficial. Let's see. Can I get... Ooh, I'm going to have to move. And the camera on the other side, I think in the future, I'm going to have to do it this way instead of that way, because this side of the sewing machine will always have stuff on it. That's kind of, these first couple of months are all about the trial and the error of the whole thing, Like, will I cut this too deep? Will I do, fun stuff. Half of YouTube is seeing people make mistakes, right? You always want to try to keep this a little bit flat, though. If it does get too bunched up, then the rest of the fabric up here by its neck will also be bunched up, all right? So, just a tip if you're ever doing anything. That's always the fun part. Right at the end there, you're like, oh, I got to make sure I hit it. I have to do this all the time, put necklines in every single day at work. I'm putting little necklines and things in. Usually I do it by facings, which is essentially the same concept, but in reverse in some sense. Oh, I didn't put my iron on today, did I? What? That looks pretty good to me. What do you think? Let's go try it on. Off on an adventure we go. Eventually you guys start saying I Spy with random things in my house. Huh? I said last week that I need to put like an X down on my table of like where this needs to go, and I still have not done that. All right, 1 second, I'm going to try this on. Don't worry, I'm in my 30s, so if you see anything, it ain't that bad. All right. So, 2 things. One, in the future, I will eventually, if you look at these, I guess we'll start there. If you look at these, they have not only one set of stitching it down, but then another set of stitching actually like holding that stitching in place. And so future versions will have that as well. And I might even do that today. I don't know. I'm kind of looking at it, but it looks good. Like, I mean, I'm looking at it from this far away, and that's really what I was going for. Let's see, how's the back look? Yeah, I think the back is coming off a little bit. I should probably go a little bit higher to this point instead of down there. But that is a lot of women's clothes already do that, right? They already go very far off the neck, showing off those shoulder bones. So let's go a little of a up close personal, huh? So as you can see, it is like leaning forward a little bit. And that's because I did not stitch this down, nor did I press it. Pressing things is incredibly important, but I got my iron in the other day. I just haven't hung it up yet. So I'm going to do that this weekend, and so next week I'll actually have like a nice functioning iron as well. Because right now I don't got like a really good iron. But, that's ultimately what I'm going for. I might do an inch or two closer and then do it as a full boat, like as a full all the way to the shoulders as well. Giving you that true, like, off the shoulder kind of look that ladies like to do. Because that doesn't look terrible on me. But, I still wanted it a little bit more gender neutral, not necessarily off the shoulders. But women exist in the world, and they also buy Funko products, so it's not like they, and I'll say this: all of their shirts are always these unisex ones. They don't have any with a wide neck or any. So it's like, I bet there are some women out there that would like this. And then there's going to be plenty of fellows like me that want to, not on my neck. I mean, I cannot take a Funko. Like some of these Funko shirts, it's like I've had to like throw them away. I've had to do something. Like that's why this whole idea of doing this even came about. Is because so many of them were so choking on me. I literally was like, the only thing, I love the logo, I love the design. What can I do with it, right? And so that's what ended up happening. It's like I need to keep figuring out ways to change my Funko shirts because I love the brand. I love me some Deadpool, right? But it's like I can't wear something that's like my neck is too thick for that. I got a thick neck. Yeah. Yes, definitely. A tight neckline is the worst. All right. Let's see. I think it looks pretty good, though. And the back isn't too bad. I'm going to have to go and take photos of this live stream to like get a good image of what my back looks like. I can see it's a little far off. It should be probably right there. But then again, these shirts are also loose and not really tight fitting. And so that was the other thing that I've thought about is I might end up yoking these completely. And what a yoke is you actually cut the entire top and I'll have to redo how the sleeves do and everything, which means there's a lot of seam ripping, a lot more work involved in that. But it could end up with a way better fit. So, for now, this is definitely option 1. Option A, we'll figure out the name, right? This is the default. And I've taken we'll go up close and personal here. And so you can see let's see. Yeah, there we go. I mean, we've changed it pretty significantly. Let's see, where were my sides? Okay, so that's the center back right there. So if I put that right there, then that was the front. And so as you can see, I mean, that's literally in every way touching my neck. And now in no way is touching my neck. And so I have definitely achieved my goal here today. I mean, that was the goal, is get it from here to here. And I'll definitely be posting a ton of photos in the next week. And next Friday, using everyone's feedback, we'll figure out if this is too far for everyone, if it's not far enough, right? And, make a few more. So for the next couple of weeks, this is what you'll be seeing from the House of Improvements, which this is kind of where the part of that idea comes from, right? I'm improving this shirt and hopefully improving your life and hopefully making it so you like your product better. Because, I mean, I'm a big Funko guy. I have over 150 of them. So, I mean, you guys know just as much as I do that it's like, they come out with a new shirt literally once a month. So it's like there's an infinite amount of these crew neck shirts that they're producing in China and, just making an infinite amount of them. And they're all the same, all over and over. And it's like, well, not everyone has the same shoulders, same. And so that's, what I want to offer to my customers is an experience that you actually can get a better fitting thing of the thing that you love. Because, I mean, I know I love me some Funko, and I know a lot. I mean, I watch an hour plus of it a day. So I know there's, another couple million of us out there, right? I mean, it's a publicly traded company. So they got to have enough fan base so they can have stocks in it, right? So, yeah, that was what I wanted to do today. Today was not going to be as long as a live stream because I kind of have been kind of a little sick this week too. So I was like, let me do it a little bit like smaller, like not the whole 2 hours or anything, just an hour today. And so I wanted to show this off. And as you can see, it did not take me a super long time to do. And so the price on these conversions will definitely be way like less than something like, my pillows. The pillows, I'm thinking with a pillow is going to be in like the $50 range, whereas this is probably going to be in the $20 range or less, depending on if I just send you a strip and like a pattern, or if I'm sending you, like you send me your shirt and I send it back to you as it done, right? Or maybe I can just find, because I'm going to a thrift store tomorrow and I'm going to try to find all the little Funko shirts I can. I know they sell them for like $8 a shirt. So it's like, let me go buy a bunch of these shirts up and, you know, hopefully turn it into $50, right? Or turn it into a lot more. Also, I did want to mention that I had a giveaway on this. On the first ever live stream that I did a giveaway. Only one person ever signed up for the giveaway. And so that person has won the giveaway because only one person ever signed up for it. So it's like, you know, pretty easy to do a giveaway if only one person ever signs up, right? And so this one will be going to that person. I forget their name off the top of my head. I should have wrote it down and I didn't, and that's my problem. But I'll be contacting him this weekend and sending him this with the pillow in it. The pillow currently is on this guy, which is what we made last week. This is what I made last week. And this little pattern will eventually, you know, the pillow can easily come in and out and put onto any of them. So now it will be put onto this one, right? And so I want to say that for this one, what's going to happen is I'm going to do another giveaway. I mean, like always, right? You got, you know, that's how YouTube works, right? And so for this one, what the giveaway will be is a choice. You will have two choices. Choice A is this guy. Choice B will be any pillow that you want in any of my fabrics. So I have another 100 fabrics that I can pick. And then if you even just want to like tell me, hey, I like blue or I like green or whatever, I can go to SAS and I can go to Joann's and all these kind of places and pick something out for you and make something for you. It will be a 14-inch pillow and it will come with the pillow. The other option is you can contact me via DMs on Instagram, and I will, you know, you basically can be like my first trial. And so you send me the shirt that you want customized, and, you know, we'll basically spend the next month going over the different, you know, here, like, you know, where we want it. And, you know, I'll probably end up doing 3 to 4 different styles. So, you know, just a little off the neck and then all the way to like a full to the sleeves. Okay. And so with that, we'll have a couple different options, and then you will be the first customer, but really for free. And I'll even pay for the shipping to send the product to my house and then the shipping to go back. You know, just kind of a good old-fashioned giveaway where I'm trying to get people to see my product and see that I can deliver the product that I intend to deliver. You know, I'm not just going to take your money and run, right? I'm not going to, you know, I actually have full intentions of making my little products and making all my cute little stuff and keep going with it, right? So how that will work is I will be posting another photo of me in my lovely shirt. Actually, I can take it right now, but I'll take it in a minute here. And I'll be posting that on Instagram. And I will do the giveaway because I'm definitely trying to increase followers there, but also obviously increase followers here too. And so what will happen is it will be, what do you guys think the giveaway? It's always going to be like a hashtag something or other, right? And so, I don't know. Today, what are you thinking? You thinking, how about hashtag, hashtag neck? Hashtag neckline? We can do hashtag neckline. Ooh, see, I like how that looks on me. You know, like I've always loved my collarbones. I got good collarbones. You know? So it's like, it just gives me like a little bit more of a free look to it. I think my future version, I'll do an inch higher. Because let's see, like, let's do here versus there, right? So it's kind of like that one may be a little too far off and this one may be too close. So we'll do it like right there. So that one will be maybe like option B, and then this will be like option A, right? Put it back to where it is now. You know, but it is cute, right? You know, just a fun way to freshen up your clothing. And then another thing we'll be doing in March is taking a shirt like this and chopping it in half, and then taking 2 shirts, combining them together in fun and interesting ways. So instead of just doing, you know, nothing but squares and simple kind of, you know, 1 or 2 stitches, not too hard here, we can do some real stuff, some stuff that requires some actual like tailoring and fun little things like that. So I'm gonna type it in. Hashtag neckline giveaway entry on Instagram post after this live. Oh, I spelled entry wrong. And see, this is why people have mods, because they don't have to do this all the time. Eventually, you know, I'm working on it. I realized the other day that I was using my cell phone, but it's logged into my actual real name and account. And so I was like, ooh, probably shouldn't do that. So, anyways, I hope everyone liked my shirt. Here's the front, here's the back again. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please go onto my Instagram and hashtag neckline on a photo of me wearing this. I had another photo of the shirt originally before it got cut, and so this one will be the after ones. And realistically, if you post on the other one, I'll count it as well. I'm pretty easygoing, you know. But let's say try to do it in my new post, kind of, you know, keep my engagement up. I think that's a thing, right? Anyways. Thank you so much to the guy who entered into this. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching this one. I saw it was pretty high. I had like 5 or 6 views. I was like, hey, cool. I had a bunch of views on it, which for my channel is a bunch of views for now. Thank you guys so much. Hope you like my second product from House of Improvements, the House of Conversion for this one. And bye, y'all. Thank you so much for coming. I'll be here next Tuesday. Sorry about not being there this Tuesday. I was sick. I was like, you know, I had real bad stomach problems. So I just didn't have the, you know, tired for it. And so, you know, from now on, hopefully Tuesdays and Fridays, I'll have them keep on going, right? That's the plan. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all. Thank you for coming. Bye.